Welcome to Different by the Fall, episode 6.
Yo, class, come on.
My name's Rev.
Oh, you want me to go next? Oh, all right. My name's K, King K, whatever you want to call me. How y'all doing today?
My name's Herb.
NJ, aka June.
Dan.
And we have a special guest with us today. We have Monique in the building.
Monique.
Give it for Monique. Yes, sir.
Do you want to give us a little bit about you, Monique, right now?
I grew up in East Orange, Illtown, born and raised. I went to Montclair State University. I got my bachelor's degree in English education and my master's in school counseling.
That's tough.
Okay.
Okay.
How do you like counseling, to be honest?
School counseling, I like I like mental health counseling to a degree.
Okay.
I like mental health counseling when I am dealing with anyone before 25. And the reason why is because they are more likely to change. I feel like by 25, not saying that other people won't, but I feel like by 25, just off studies, they were like, unless it's a really severe trauma that happens to them, they like to kind of stay in their patterns. So until they get like a really big trauma, that's when they start to change. But I like a younger age, because at that point you are moving towards change and moving towards grinding towards something. So I like that more, the school counseling aspect more, where you chasing something so you can like delineate you're not moving forward or not.
All right. So getting to the topic today, our topic today is planning the future. And we're going to start off with the first question. Where do you see yourself career-wise in the future? So we're going to go like 5 to 10 years from now. Where do you see yourself? And who wants to answer first?
Oh, the good old elementary question.
So I'm going to shoot. You look like you ready to answer.
It's them glasses, right?
Yeah, it's the glasses.
Career-wise, well, I think my dream is to actually growing up, I love sports, so my dream is to be an NFL owner, because how I see it is there's no black NFL owner. That'd kind of be like the first thing. But like 5 to 10 years, I see myself working for like a sports organization. I'm a Jets fan. I mean, I would love to stay in Jersey, but in sports, you can actually move around a lot. So any sports organization, probably like business-wise, like in the back end of their office-wise, probably be there 5 to 10 years.
10.
Me, what's it called? Motor vehicle, you know what I'm saying? What's it called? Working on cars, fixing cars, upgrading cars, all of that.
You want to be a mechanic?
Yeah, mechanic.
All right.
I can't trust you with my car, Tam.
Not right now.
June?
Well, the main goal is to stop working for people. I'm tired of these 9 to 5 jobs. It's really not it. I just feel like you just get stuck in the system of just working, and then it's like, what's the point? So that's why I'm trying to find any type of investments that I possibly can. Real estate, selling whatever, it does not matter. I just want profit that I can make on my own and not rely on the company.
Go yourself, brother. You do this every episode, yo. You know you go before me.
Nah, you go
Brother, come
Rock,
on,
paper, scissors, shoot.
yo.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Right.
I know you're not serious.
Let's play punchies.
No.
All right, I'll go. All right. 5 to 10 years from now, I could see myself either being a leader of my own research firm for either the government, or a research division for either the government or my own company. I just really want to get into science. That's what I told you. Biology and chemistry majors and minors, brother. That's really what I just want. I just want to do anything that's related to science, and if I could go and be great in that division or that studies, I can. I just have to have the drive. That's all I care about.
All right, 5 to 10 years from now, I probably see myself doing like writing articles for ESPN or something, because I want to be president of basketball operations for like one of the NBA associations. So realistically, it's going to take more than 5 to 10 years to do that.
Of course.
So what I'm gonna do to build up on that side is I can write articles for one of the teams, or I can like work in like the association like as a regular person.
Just NBA or just sports?
Just NBA. Yeah, I would like
I agree with
basically. Um,
What's the next question? I think it's what do you need to have your perfect future? So kind of to piggyback off, if you could have that one thing to like make your future perfect, what would it be?
I
Sorry.
don't want to be the guy to say the easy answer, but money. M-O-N-E-Y.
money,
There's a little bit more of that, but that's what I'm working on.
money, and you had to be real good at what you do
Connections.
and connections.
And discipline, I think in your
Yeah,
field,
discipline.
like you want to be a specialty, like people know to go to you for that. Like they know you got the answers for that area.
Gotta be real.
An
good
open
at
mind.
I feel like having a mentor is like one of the best things ever. Having someone to actually lead you into the field that you want to go into is like one of the best things because it's like you actually have someone that shows you, hey, this is how I got here. It might not be the same way.
As long as they leading you right.
Yeah,
as long as they
it's
leading you
right,
right.
you know what I'm
You're
saying?
making me feel like I shouldn't have said money now.
I mean, money is key though.
Nah, money is
Nah,
big.
money is
Money's
key.
big, but
I should went for more, of a more passionate.
Actually,
No, because a lot of times we can be passionate and we missing the practical side of it too.
Yeah.
We
Still
chasing
need
just
money.
the
for what
passion,
you
still
need, you need money, June. Like if you want to keep investing and doing all that,
That is true.
it's just all money. Versus like someone trying to get into like an office or a building. One thing that someone told me it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. Sometimes that's what I kind of live off of.
Connections and shortcuts.
Word.
So, for me, yeah, like June said, it's money. It's like I gotta know what I'm doing, and I gotta be good at what I'm doing, and I have to have like certain mentors who was already in that field and like be as good as they were. That's basically it for me.
5 things.
About 5 things. Do you think that you'll eventually get that connection of, hey, this is what I need to get to the future?
Yeah, most definitely. Because people know people who know people. That's just it.
And Rel's a people person. So.
Rel is a
And,
people
and I'm a
person.
people person, apparently. But yeah,
I feel like it just come down to if you being intentional about it. Like as long as you being intentional, you going out, you reaching out to someone that's in your field, you trying to talk to them like, hey, this is what I'm interested in. Could I shadow you? Could I interview you? Could I do something? Because I'm trying to learn. I don't feel like a lot of people are like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. I feel like especially with younger people that's hungry for something, hungry for knowledge. They're like, yeah, I'm gonna sit down with you and explain, what you got to do or how I did it.
Sometimes I feel like our generation doesn't like allow it. So it's like, hey, they could see someone having that opportunity or having the leadway and they won't go after it because they're afraid of like not being able to do it by themselves.
or like speaking up or
I
something.
feel like that's
Yeah.
going into a question we're about to talk about later. That's
Mm.
interesting. A little foreshadowing.
Sam, you got anything to say on this topic?
Nah.
Okay.
Okay.
But you said something though, right?
Yeah, I like dedication.
You got to repeat yourself. You just said no. You didn't say anything.
Talk into the mic.
Oh,
bro.
Say what
Well,
your chest. Say what your
what's it
chest.
called? Like basically dedication. Cause like when you get yourself the drive and discipline, and like you keep and going, and you want yourself to be successful. You'll do anything in your power. The research, people connection. Like I just said, you just do anything.
Okay. Why do you think we procrastinate on certain issues when it comes to like meeting our goals for the future?
Well, that foreshadow just is right there.
I think it's being scared. Being scared of not knowing what's gonna actually happen, because it's like you can see where you want to go, but you don't know that road that you have to cross to get there, and that uncertainty of not knowing what's gonna happen and if it's gonna knock you off your path or how you're gonna get it back up, that can scare a lot of people into not doing that path.
I think it's fear too. Like I think a lot of times it's fear how it's gonna be, fear how you gonna look, fear just overall that's just running it. So it's like I'm just gonna put it off and I'm gonna just do something I am comfortable with than something that's outside my comfort zone.
Pretty much what they said, because second guessing yourself is the worst thing you could possibly do, especially when all you got to do is literally take that first step and you don't know what can happen. Something good can happen, something bad can happen. It is what it is.
If you didn't have fear, how long do you think you'll be able to get to your dreams?
Oh, I think it would be way much easier simply because you don't. It'll be good and bad simply because you don't care about the consequences, but then there's still consequences. So depending on whatever you did, and like actually something good happened, then it'd be like, yeah. But like, say you did something and you was careless because you don't have any fear, you're gonna lose like worrying about stuff, and then you're gonna not be cautious about certain stuff, and that's how you fall into certain traps. And now maybe you thought of an investment, and you was like, even though even though it wasn't doing that well, you used to say, all right, I'm gonna just still do it, and now you lose money. It's like, if you get what I mean.
Yeah,
I get what you mean.
I don't think it's fear for everybody. It really is just procrastination for everybody. Because I procrastinate a lot with some things, and it's just because I really just genuinely don't feel like doing it. Like certain stuff that could be good for me, I could just feel like a day. I like, let me look outside. Nah, I don't want to do it today. Like sometimes it's just a genuine lack of motivation. Yeah.
And that kind of also goes to the fact that, like, some people, even though it's good, it's just more of, like, because it requires more work than me just laying back, that's just right off the bat makes me not want to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I know this is good for me, but I'm feeling very comfortable in this bed for some reason.
Nah, I ain't saying I'm an unmotivated person. I'm very motivated at certain stuff.
It just happens.
It just, exactly.
You get overworked, you just want to lay it down. It's like, bro, I don't want to do that.
That's why. Some people just like, dang, I gotta do this. I just did this yesterday. I don't feel like doing this now. I'm gonna do that later. That's how it really is. And sometimes, what's it called? I'll be in that situation, but I'll I get back to it.
Where you be going to the eye doctor, and be like, do I really want to get some real glasses?
Oh, the shade.
I'm sorry, brother. I just see him wearing them. I don't got mine, and it's kind of making me a little upset, yo.
Our generation, I think, like we'll see the easy way, and we'll always take the easy way. We'll take the road more traveled than the road that isn't, even if like the road that's less traveled is way better for us. We'll take that shortcut. We'll get things done versus doing it right, doing it perfect, and building ourselves.
So, what do you think one of the biggest things our generation has a problem with doing? And since you're like in an older generation than
I was
us,
about to say, ladies first, right there.
You could definitely.
I don't think it's just your generation. I think that it's overall with people, but I think, like kind of Urbane is saying, it's increasing with you guys' generation. Is the whole discipline thing. It's the whole like just being intentional for you, and not having someone else kind of do it for you. Like that's what would happen with me and my students. If I wasn't on them about something, even though it's their future, then some things won't get done. And it's like, all right, come on, I shouldn't be getting on you because then I'm not going to be here all your life. You got to be able to do that on your own. And the thing is, for us and doing that for you guys, we want to do it because we care, but at the same time, it can be kind of a disservice because you guys got to be able to do it when you get there. But we have an understanding that you might not understand the consequences that's going to come, and we want to protect y'all from that consequence or whatever. So we want to hurry up and help y'all just to get there. So I think that's the biggest thing. And I think about sports players. I love watching interviews about successful people or like sports people. Mm-hmm. And their biggest thing that they're really big on is conditioning. So like you got to understand conditioning, like physical working out or whatever. Yeah. When you first start, you hate it. Like you don't feel like doing it. But you get to a place where you're so used to doing it that it feel weird when you don't do it or whatever. It almost feel awkward. The same way you don't feel motivation. It go vice versa. And he was like, yo, when I started to condition myself and I saw the success it was bringing me from doing it, now I understood how it got to that point, and I make myself do it or whatever because I know what it's doing for me versus the other way.
And now that you think about it, it's like I've been doing this and it's been working well. I've been getting all this progress, and now I'm not doing it and not getting progress. It's just like a weird feeling because like you don't get that satisfaction of actually getting rewarded for doing whatever you're doing. Right. Not just saying just conditioning, anything.
It is, isn't anything. So I think that's what the biggest thing is with the generation. It's just like being able to push past what you feel, commitment and discipline. Like, and that's not just y'all. That's every generation. But I think this one is getting like more and more that way.
Phone usage.
A lot less.
Oh, I about to bring up phone usage. I feel like we don't utilize it to the best of our potentials all the time. Everybody just dip on Instagram. You hop on it for like 10 minutes and you wasted like 10 minutes of your life looking at random stuff. You like, why did I just go down this rabbit hole again? YouTube, any social media, honestly.
That's how it is with TikTok.
Yeah.
Nah, I can't get it to TikTok, bro. I can't.
But I thought I said the same thing, bro.
Now you're a TikTok fan.
I'm not even a TikTok fan. I try not to go on it.
Yeah.
It's like
gotta cut it out.
I'm dead. I blink, an hour pass by. I'm like, oh, yeah, let me get out of here.
You sent me one thing, I never open TikTok again.
Yeah,
that's not like yeah. That's another thing that happened. Like somebody can send you something funny, and then you just like, let me look at this guy post. Then you go down the whole. You watch every single post that he has. It's like, bro, I've been here for like 30 minutes now. I was supposed to be doing something. Like
when scrolling, I say, yeah, I can't do this again.
TikTok muted on my phone.
That's the algorithm. That's what the algorithm supposed to do.
Yeah, but
is keep you on as long as possible.
And it definitely works.
It works.
It works.
They getting their money.
Yeah.
To answer that question, I think I'll say procrastination and maturity. Procrastination being because we always see what we want, but we just don't want to go get it. We want it to be brought to us, as in, hey, if someone could do all this work and I just get the credit and I get what I need, I'll keep doing it.
It's like a utopia to me.
Hey, but sometimes you gotta actually work for that putting that effort in being able to do it. And then maturity, I just say that because I feel like sometimes in our generation we just look around and some people aren't mature, and then some people will come to you and be like, hey, they aren't mature. Why? Like I've gotten that. I think I was like a little bit younger, immature. I was a little bit younger, and I would always hang around my brother's friends, and they'd be like, hey, you're so mature for your age, or hey, like this, that, and third. I'm like, I just know what I need to do. It's like after a while, you come to that understanding of, hey, this is what you got to do in your life. It's how you got to move. You got to move a certain way, and then you got it. And then you look around and you actually see the immaturity around you. It's kind of like, I don't even want to be here anymore. I just got to keep it pushing.
Definitely understand.
Most definitely.
Tan, you got anything for this?
Nah, Monique basically covered everything I was going to say.
I like your hair, brother.
Thank you. Stay tuned to the braids.
So, as each generation is different, do you feel like the most recent generation is offended easier? And if you do feel that way, then why?
Oh yeah, of course. Our generation extra sensitive, bro. I can't be.
I don't want to say. I don't want to consider myself part of the generation
I
that
don't, bro. I really don't.
I enjoy comedy, and I don't like how they just be canceling people out, and I think it's funny.
It don't matter if it's gay, straight, whatever they want to talk about. It's all sensitivity, no matter the topic.
Those old Def Jam comedies, they hit.
They hit
They
different.
hit different, bro.
Bill Burr, I'm a fan.
Kind of for that. For me, I don't. Well, actually, looking at the years, I realized that I'm not in a generation because there's a generation after me and there's a generation before me, but we're kind of in that generation in the middle.
Yeah, we
kind of
touch each side.
Yeah, like we understand what's the generation in front of us, one generation's behind us. So I do agree completely. Some things are just there. Like I would, like some things that they find offensive is just like that's
What?
just pure comedy.
It's either pure comedy or it's something that you've
Makes
seen
no sense.
all throughout growing up. Like now y'all find this offensive, or now y'all want to say something, and it's like I don't know. It's just been there.
It generally
And like it don't even have to be that pressing of an issue. Like not like something like extra big, like domestic violence and stuff that's been going on.
Think about it. There's a thing called cancel culture.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
There's literally a group of people just searching for like people history from 9 years ago just to cancel them. Just to cancel them. It's like, come on now.
They don't allow you to grow.
And
like,
expect you to apologize.
I fought for making mistakes. I'm so sorry.
If I apologized for all these years, why do I have to keep continuing to apologize? Like, and I understand certain stuff. Like, yeah, you really want them to apologize, but there's other stuff where it's like they've gotten through the apology, they've gone through all the terrible things that it's done to their career. Don't ruin their career again.
Or you were just young at the time. Like,
You were young and
some
dumb.
people just young and reckless, and that's how it is.
There's really some shows I'll be watching. I'll be on some. When I was watching them when I was little, I'm like, yo, you put these shows on now? Like, it's over.
Yo, what was it that you was watching? It was this old show, right? Dang, it was like Archer or something like that.
Archer?
No, it wasn't Archer. I just remember he was saying a bunch of little racist comments. I'm like, yeah, this thing would never.
I know.
This thing would never air.
I think it was In the Family. No, not In the Family. It was it's a white dude
some
named
old
Archer.
white sitcom.
Like, he's really racist. Like, it's so funny though. But if it was now, canceled on the spot.
I was looking like, yo, this thing is so racist, bro. Like, imagine this being aired now. The amount of money a bunch of people would have just for feeling offended is crazy.
Like some of the shows, just how the characters look off rip, they they canceling them.
Yeah, like
I think that's why though. That's it comes with it. I think it was good that came with it, but also the sensitivity that came with it. It was good because it was showing the effects of what they was doing back then, where you know you're not seeing that they doing all these subliminal messages, but at the same time it brought all of this that you can't have nothing. You know, so it was.
Oh, I got a perfect example. I was in school and our music teacher was trying to show us like, you know, history because you know he's a music history teacher, and he was showing blackface. And he was saying, like, this is stuff they used to do. And some of the kids was obviously being dickheads. I don't know if it's curious. I mean, I don't really care. But, yeah, they were just being dickheads, and they were trying to make it seem like he was being racist. And I'm like, he's not really being racist because, like, you can clearly see by his tone and everything about how he's handling the topic. Now, I can understand he would say something like, oh, look at these N-words or something like that. Now it would be like, all right, clearly he's being racist. Yeah. He did it on purpose. But if he's doing it for educational reason, because this is something that I bet most of them didn't know, and that like you can't bash at him for that.
Yeah, that's really what it is.
Do you feel that that the sensitivity should have changed, like how it's become now, how it's more offensive, or should it have been the same way, like how we were growing up?
I feel like everybody should be open ears, like how I have.
Very open-minded.
Like just open your eyes to the issues at hand, but don't just go canceling everything which way.
Like Steven Universe, like the first LGBT thing. Like
I never really when I was watching it, I never really peeped it. I was just so interested in it, and then I like people like, oh, it's this, it's that. I'm like, it really is. Like, well, why is it a problem?
It's a good show, and I think they was trying to cancel like this Fairly Odd Parents episode when Cosmo had the baby or something.
Oh yeah, I do remember that. I'm sorry, we hitting you.
You don't remember that?
The day they canceled Family Guy, yo, was over for me.
She had other stuff to do. Okay,
Family Guy just hit different.
Yo, they canceled Family Guy.
It was an episode. It was an episode when Peter said men was always. I think he said men was always right, and then I forgot what was going on. If I'm gonna pull it up later, but like, I can't do that.
But it's always come back. I'm talking about if it's going for good.
It's not gonna be going for good. The fan base won't allow it.
Hell, what?
I'm waiting for season 6. Like. Oh no, season 7, right? Or Steven Universe, right?
Oh,
I realize if Fox get too many issues, they will take that show off the air. Yeah, it is Fox.
I remember
TBS.
I remember they were trying to cancel Eminem at one point. I was like, I grew up to Eminem, you know what I'm saying? Straight in the gym.
Oh, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I remember someone. I don't know. I was on TikTok. That's why I saw it. But I remember that, and I was like, Eminem made so much good music for like that generation and like growing up. He actually made music for what was going on in that issue.
A lot of people didn't like him because like it's this white guy just taking out music and
trying to be black.
But it's like no, he kind of was like basically trying to be black for the longest because like where he came from, he used to actually do that. So he's like one of those white people. You know, the cool ones. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with you because like, hey, you've been around.
He grew up like how we grew up.
You know what I'm saying? Like you've been around, so. Hey, it is what it is.
Just get into a place we can have a conversation. Yeah, like it's not just like, yo, you said this is over. Can I have a conversation with you?
It's funny because like I know somebody. He was one of those like the white guy that was hanging around the black people rapping, and he been doing that before Eminem. So when Eminem popped up, he like, man, screw you, because like I've been doing this for so long. I've been bashed on, discriminated, and now you come up and everybody like, yay, a white guy that can rap.
Well, he
like,
got mad discrimination for it too.
Yeah,
hella hate.
But I mean, that's just how it is.
All right, so we're moving.
He just didn't care. That's the thing.
He didn't. Moving on to the next question. It's basically like a two-parter for this one. It's like, how do you connect with this generation, like increasingly being like, you know, sensitive? I feel like we already touched on that. But if there's anything else you want to add on to it.
I mean, they just want you to suck up and be like, I don't want to say that now.
Being understanding, to be honest, because I have a little brother, and like certain things I do and say, like what's it called? I had to change. At first I'm like, you can kiss my butt, and then I'm like, you know what? Let me be understanding. And then now, what's it called? Every time, like I don't pay attention to him, but every little thing he do or he watch, I'm like, yo, we have a whole argument debate about what's it called LGBT. I'm like, it's really what's it called nice sometimes. I never really paid attention to it until now.
That's good. I think their understanding is true because at the end of the day, no two people are the same. So, like, you're going to be passionate about something I'm not passionate about or I don't see the same way as you. And just being understanding, I could have a conversation, I could see your perspective, and I could look at it not through something I don't get, but how I would feel if it was something I was sensitive about.
Yeah.
Like when we be talking, having our certain conversations with people, and they be looking at it from their perspective and won't take it from anybody else's perspective. It'll just put their perspective on you and just try to say that's the end all be all to it. When that clearly isn't it. There's definitely multiple different viewpoints on certain situations, and you have to be able to be open and understanding to every viewpoint, and not just he doesn't believe what I believe, so I'm gonna get mad or I'm gonna see him as like some type of bigot or something like that.
Foreign people when they see dreads.
Oh yeah,
Yo,
the amount of why don't you cut off your dreads?
I'm not
I see where you're going at.
I'm not
Okay.
gonna lie. What's it called? My mom seen the gym with dreads.
That's exactly. I didn't. I was gonna bring up the story. You go ahead.
What's it called? He walked out the house. She's like, "Why is that in his hair?" I'm like, "Ma, it's his hair. Let him do it." But still, the next, I forgot, it was like September or something. The Jimbo cut his hair. I didn't even peep. Mom like, "Oh my gosh, the Jimbo, you look so handsome." I'm like,
nah.
you cut your hair.
I got one of those African heads. I'm good on that, bro. I got one of them peanut heads.
nah, let's go.
Wait, what was the question again? I'm
All
sorry.
right. So, as a young counselor, what is something like you want us to change want us to change in our approaches to like better our future?
Certain aspects in our
Yes,
lives.
certain.
The biggest thing I think is mindset that I would say for I guess you guys and just overall is mindset. Just working on daily navigating and growing in a growth mindset versus a fixed mindset, which is kind of what we've been saying. Fixed mindset is just basically like, yo, is this my way? It's end all, it's a be all. Growth mindset is flexible. Let me learn. Let me see. Maybe I am seeing something off. Maybe I don't know. Growth mindset, it keep on growing and it keeps on learning and it keeps on pushing forward because it sees the world is changing and so much stuff around them is changing. So for me, everything with young people, I look at it like as I've grown through life, it's so many things that curveballs that's thrown, especially at us as people of color that we were uneducated about or didn't know. And my biggest thing with young people is like I want to equip them and make sure that they get ready for it and they know these different things so they're not hit the same way that we were hit, like first generations going into school doing different things. So my biggest thing would be just navigating like a growth mindset for you guys, that y'all keep on growing. You don't do the same thing we done, but you are more equipped. You got more knowledge than we had.
How do you handle someone with a fixed mindset? Because not every young person has a growth mindset. Like you do come upon those people that have a fixed mindset.
You do. I don't think you could change a person with a fixed mindset. There's stages of change that we have that we learn in counseling. It's like 5 stages of change. A person who don't want to change at all, they don't even see it. There's a person who's like completely blind. They don't see it. There's a person who might see there's a difference, but I'm not open to learning. Like, don't talk to me about it at all. And then there's a person that's in the middle, like, all right, I want to change. How can I start to change? And for that person that's in that place, the only thing I could say, we did a study, like, how do I work on changing? And the biggest thing that it is at least from four days minimum, you got to be listening to something that's educating you on that. So let's say you want to grow in finances or something like that. That's big. You listening and learning about it, like, at least 4 times a week. You're listening to something. So that it starts to change your mindset. So let's say it's not even like, let's say I say growth mindset. You do motivational things. You listen 4 times a week. You're listening to something, let's say on YouTube, at least 4 times a week to start to get you in a place where you think like a growth person. You think like a rich person. You think like a wealthy person. And you're not thinking like a poor person. Or you're not thinking like someone who is fixed, who don't judge. So that's the biggest thing I'll say is a growth mindset. And how you do it is at least 4 times a week, you're listening to whatever you're trying to obtain.
Okay. I know you work with schools. Like, have you had any like incidents where it's like, dang, that's a shocking story, or like having anything like that?
Shocking. The only thing I would say is like I know domestic violence was big. I didn't realize how young it was starting. And that was the thing. Those were 2 things. One was domestic violence, how much they were in high school already in relationships, and how much they were doing violence against each other. And I think I had a student before, like, set fire with his girl house. It was loud. Yeah, so that was that, a lot more that as the generations get younger, we're seeing a lot more violent things that was happening that had shocked me. And I think sexual abuse as well was a big thing that because I did a summer with that before the school that I was shocked about to that level. So yeah, those are the two things I saw. It was kind of an increase in negative stuff.
Is there anything that we could do as like being like a part of the generation that you do counsel that could probably stop all those things?
That's what I mean in a growth mindset. I think your mindset is big on those things. I think if you're having a growth mindset, you don't look at relationships just based on what I've seen, just based on my environment, just based on how I'm feeling. Like I'm sure they do get pissed off, but I haven't learned how to regulate my emotions. You know, I haven't learned how to deal with that. So I'm just doing whatever I feel in a moment, not knowing all the consequences that's going to come with it. So I think it's just learning, a growth mindset so you learn how to deal with trauma and deal with issues because you're dealing with stuff at this age, but as you get older, it's just more and more responsibility, more and more issues that is big that you guys start to learn it now before it get bigger, and it's kind of like a breakdown that you have because I haven't learned how to have that mentality yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, yeah, she hit it right on the head. Like, there's not too much people like the five of us in it because we was all in PYD together, and Monique was one of our one of our counselors, one of our mentors at PYD. So we basically learned all it is at PYD before, everyone else did.
I mean, I'm sure there are a lot of you out here like us, but we're still.
Still-
We're rare. We're rare.
We're different by default.
We're different by the
Thank
phone. But
Why do college students at times hit a hump in the middle of the school year, like causing uncertainty about their future, like not knowing if this is the degree that they should continue to go on to or like switch it up? Because
In my opinion, like when you graduate high school, I feel like people just rush into college and not let themselves, find themselves. Like when you rush yourself into college, you're doing this major and you sit here and you really think about this, like, if this is gonna help me in the future. Or can I really see myself doing it? Or I'm really just doing it because my parents just told me to do it.
That's what I was about to
like,
say.
Pressure.
The most thing, like as a Haitian or like Caribbean or foreign, what's it called, child,
pressure,
you gotta be a doctor, a nurse,
a lawyer,
a nurse. You want to be what? No, it's not good for you. It's not good for you. And that's like, what's it called? That's not good. Like I have a friend, what's it called? I forgot what she was gonna be majoring before. But then she said, what's it called, I'm going to just do nurse because, like, this is, like, the only choice I have right now. And then now she's doing nursing.
Her options been limited
yeah.
straight by her
So, like, what's it called? Find yourself, for the people out there, find yourself first before you rush yourself into college.
Yeah, speaking of that, speaking with the pressure thing, not going to say names. I know somebody that actually, she wanted to go to college for culinary. But what happened is because her family noticing like, oh, you don't want to go for a doctor, they literally did not fund her at all for college. So basically, no college for her because you're not going to be wasting my money on something I don't want you to do. And it's like, wow, you're going to mess up her career because that's something that she likes, something that she's been doing, something that she's interested in because you want to hold your family name to have one of your childs be a doctor or something. You want to be one of those people. Oh, my daughter's a doctor, and it's like, stop. It's not your life.
Like, to be honest, like, I was really going to be in that path, like, being a doctor. And then my brother was like, oh, you want to be a doctor? And he showed me, what's it called, this and that. I'm like, I can't open up somebody's body and just calmly just dissect and keep going. I can't do that. I really can't do that. I will faint. Like, that's mainly the reason. But, like, a doctor is a long career that you have to see yourself in.
And that actually gives me, like, I actually have an example. Like, one of my cousins, y'all probably see him soon, probably later, maybe. He left high school going into college for business, and he wanted to do finances. He wanted to work, do all this tax stuff. Like, in between his college career, he was like, yo, this is not really something I want to do. And then he ended up going back to school, and then he became, like, now he's an x-ray scan. He's x-ray scan now. He found out this is what I want to do. This is something I see myself being happy, like, doing and all of that.
And it's a good steady income.
What should you do if you have that uncertainty of just like, hey, I don't know what to do?
Explore. I think that's the best thing. You got to explore. Because by you just being stuck in your house trying to figure out what to do and not actually trying to try anything, you're just gonna be stuck in that loophole until I don't know what's gonna happen to you.
You try and take on certain stuff as hobbies. Find what you love.
Find anything
Yeah,
that
find
you
what
find
you love.
interesting and just be like, all right, this is my goal. I'm about to do this. See how it is. Oh, I don't like it. Let me try something else. You're gonna find something.
Like one of my friends, I used to play games with him all the time. What's it called before he moved out? And what's it called? Now what's it called? He's like doing graphic arts, but like he really want to do game designing, and that's a big step because that comes with what's it called a lot of fails and majors that you gotta know.
You could take up to like 8 years, 10-year schools when it comes to game design.
Yes.
Yeah, bro. I used to want to be into that. I used to take
me
coding
too.
classes and everything. Not anymore though. I ain't that smart anymore.
I don't want to say that smart. You're just not that interested.
Yeah, that's true.
So I got two things to say about it, right? The first thing, I completely agree with you guys, which is what high school, what we're supposed to be doing in high school is this time is supposed to be about exploring. What do I like? What am I good at? What are my skills? What am I interested in? That's what you're supposed to be figuring out. And not only just, okay, I took assessments, I did this, that, and third in the Career Center to figure that out. But now that's what summer is supposed to be about as well. Like, let me go join a program. If I want to be an engineer, let me go on an engineering program, see do I actually like it before college. Then I might find out in the program, well, I don't really like this. Like, I don't really like what this is about. So I think it's doing the exploration. It's doing a program or something that's in that field that you actually like. And then I think it's also figuring out financially how to pay for it. Not like, let me stand on my parents paying for it, but starting freshman year, whether it's filling out scholarships, filling out different things to be able to pay for me to move forward, then you can do it. Because I understand both sides. I understand the parents, like, don't tell my kid what to do. They got to figure that out, what they're good at. But then at the other expense is, what if I pay and I send you to school, you go and you spend all this time, because it's my money, not your money, you spend all this time in there, and then you get a career that barely pays you. And now I got all this debt to pay up. How do I, navigate that part as well? Because I think that's where a lot of them are. Some of them are just, trying to just brag on you, like, oh, you're a doctor. But at the same time, it is still, how you going to pay? Because money is big when you get to adulthood. It's like, how you going to pay? The cost of living, to live at a place, to have a car.
We're in New Jersey, by the way.
We're in New Jersey, one of the most expensive states. It's big on that. So I could be like, yo, I'm going to pay for you to go do this.
Big bucko bird.
But how much money is you making after? And can you even afford?
That's when having a plan comes in. You tell your family what your plan is, and what you the ups, the downs, the contingencies, and the cons and all that pros and stuff.
Speaking of it,
yeah.
I think because the question is more of what are some of the humps. I think another thing is back to just realizing that sometimes people be trying to pick certain schools because this has this name, not understanding that you don't have the bread for it.
Yeah, you don't have to go large.
Now you go over there and now you're just thinking financially, yo, I can't even afford this, and that's another
Maybe
thing that's
you're
bringing
not a
you
Harvard
down.
student. Maybe you don't belong in here.
Yeah.
And then there are certain people, like me and Tan experienced this firsthand when we was at Essex. Like me and Tan, we both came in, we both had our approach, I want to be in journalism. And Tan was like, I want to do engineering. The guy who was signing us up for our classes, I guess he was I forgot what he was doing.
Oh, he was doing
Architect. He was trying to get it through me and Tan's skull, hey, I don't think this is really for you. You should do architect. You should do this, you should do that. I want to do that.
Back up.
Move, bro. I got my plan. There will be people along the way who will try to move you into the situation that they're in to see if that's really what you want to do.
So if they don't know what to do, go to a career center, sit down with a career counselor, see if your career match up with the stuff you care about, what you like, and then financially you gotta figure out how I'm gonna be able to put up with it. If you gotta sit down and make yourself go in with filling out how I'm gonna pay for this, then that's what you gotta do.
Money's money.
Money tight.
You gotta pay them. You don't pay them, you get out. You get kicked
Saturday
out.
make
It is
them
what it
call.
is.
Out, and the debt's still gonna stay with you. So
Come 20 years, I'm gonna be on every bottle of pill y'all buy. From the pharmacy. I had to make that clear. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna call you
K
personally and
pills.
be like,
It's gonna be K Pill with his headshot.
It's gonna
right
be
there.
the plumber brand.
plumber.
But that's what I do. So if anyone need help, let them know. I'll help them with it.
I think it might be the last question. But what are some humps that you might face as being like a young adult in the world?
It's called life.
Yeah.
I have to be honest. Like
Life.
you just look at stuff like, yo, I didn't have to worry about this anymore. I didn't have to worry about this. I gotta feed myself now. I gotta buy myself clothes.
I gotta pay a bill.
Gotta pay the card
I
note?
got.
Yeah.
I remember my first phone bill I paid. It felt good, but then I
The
didn't have
second
to.
one.
The second one, like, what's it called? I remember what's it called. Me and Rel was on the same phone bill, and what's it called? I didn't have. What's it called? We was paying it, and then he was talking about, oh, you have insurance, this and that. I'm like, whoa.
Did you read the plan?
we didn't.
They probably
didn't
say,
read
oh,
all
yeah,
this.
they were like, yeah, just add insurance, all right? And you like, yeah.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
let me charge you for that.
They was finessing us, and we had to cut that. But like, it feel good to do certain stuff as an what's it called young adult, but at the same time, what's it called? It's a struggle. It's a struggle.
Yeah, this is a lot that you got to pay attention to. And not only that, your mistakes actually have, I think, more harsh consequences, especially financially. Go ahead, financially mess up. Let's see if you're going to be in that same house.
Do
I can
anything
do it.
in general.
I seen firsthand what happens when you mess up. I also seen firsthand what happens when you do it, and I've also done it myself. So for me, I feel like it ain't really that hard.
I mean,
It's just another step in life.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, I'm just saying, from the view of like when you first get there.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
bruh,
When you first
but
move on,
as life goes, it's like, bro, it is what it is. This is your life now.
all y'all that
What are you
grew
gonna
up
do?
in hard homes, y'all probably already experienced that. So just keep pushing on.
Word. Because what's it called? I already look in what's it called, the environment I live in, like, thank God I did not turn out like this person, or what's it called, thank God I was different.
I just had I had family members that like just told me not to fall onto their path. Like they already made the wrong decision, and they were just like, it was more so like it was more, I was gonna have to fight people if I went down their path. It was like, yo, you go down this path,
You get
I
jumped.
see you anywhere inside a cell or anything. I'm not even going to pretend. I'm gonna fight you first.
To be honest, my mom said, don't call me. Straight like that, don't call me.
I mean, I feel like we're in that part of our lives where we're starting to realize I can be an adult, but then again, I can kind of be a kid. You know what I'm saying? I can still be under my parents' roof and like do things, but also if I really want to, I can just move out, start living my life completely. I think that's how we're gonna wrap it up. You know what I'm saying?
So we're gonna wrap it up with that. You got anything else you want to say, Monique?
I'm proud of you guys. I'm happy to see all you guys, see where you at. And just keep moving forward. That's all. Keep staying ahead of the game and focus on where you're trying to go. Just keep pushing where you're trying to go.
Round of applause for Monique for coming.
Round of applause.
Okay, so that's basically it for episode 6. Tune in to episode 7, family, relationships, and insecurities. Till then, stay different by default.